And welcome, everybody, to another episode of the AfterBuzz podcast.
We've popped the top on another one.
My name is Nico at Jimmy, and your host of the AfterBuzz, and of course with me is Buzz Adams.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good day.
It is Tuesday, July 16th. It is the Tuesday after the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. That is all the news, it seems like, in the past 3 days.
Well, vice presidential pick.
That too. But
RNC.
It's kind of the looming subject of everything. But that is not what today's AfterBuzz is going to be about. We've got a lot of other things to talk about. For example, Buzz, I'm going to be over at your house right now. I'm going to head over there.
Why?
I'm out of beer at my house.
Uh-huh.
And I know you have some.
Oh, I have none. Completely You better stop and grab a sixer on the way, man.
Really?
And grab two of them. One for me and one for you.
You're out of those Modelo's. I don't believe that. I honestly don't believe that. I'm going to go first and check.
Dry as a Baptist church picnic.
All right, let's talk about your dog, Sparky.
Okay.
One of the things, I'm going over to hang out with Sparky. 2, we need to take him to the groomer, because that boy smells like shit.
Well, I think he smells like he might have gotten...
He got skunked last week, for sure. Or the
but
week
I
you were
did not
gone.
find the remains of a skunk, so at least he didn't...
You want to know what happened?
I think he just... What?
Okay. One night, I think he got out. Okay?
What do you mean you think he got out? It's
So, I had not understood the instruction. So, your garage. I was looking after your house. You were out on a vacation in California with your daughter, and I was looking after Spark. Now, I can't live at your house, so I go over several times during the day and feed him. I hang out with him. Things like that. They're also at the...
Do you ever bring your dog over to play?
I didn't, because I don't have him. I've lost custody of my dog.
Your parents got it?
Yeah. And they're super sketchy when I ask, hey, I'm going to go pick up Jack and I want to hang out with him. And they're like, they ask me all these questions, like CPS, are you?
Yeah, you found like somebody who's been. You sound as if somebody who's been denied their parental rights, and you're trying to get them back.
They're like, are you going to go out tonight because you can't leave him alone? In my head, that's dumb.
Having a dog doesn't mean you can never go out again.
I know it's not a kid. It is not a child. Right. Anyways, so I did not bring him over, but your house also flooded the water heater. Breakage
of the water heater, and it's done some pretty substantial flooring damage.
Okay, and just so people can understand this, Buzz has a 2-door garage, and the door entrance into the garage, that's where the water heater is almost right. Once you walk in from the garage into the house, it's right there.
Yeah, it flooded the garage. Too.
So for a while, you had the plumbers out there, and they were drying the floor, not just the floor, but the floorboards, the drywall.
Yep. They had 4 or 5 of those machines that just blow a fan all the time.
They have these specialized machines that blow air under the floorboards. Okay? Well, they left their door open a lot of times.
The garage door?
And the door inside.
Oh, they should not have done that.
Yeah. So that was just a normal...
Wait, while they were working or after they'd left?
After they had left.
Oh.
Well, because they had these machines on the outside in your garage, and I think that it was drawing out some of that moisture. I think they needed to keep the door open to draw out some moisture or something, and that's what I thought in my head.
Do you know my dog, Sparky?
Wait, hold on.
Has learned to use his paw to turn the
handle on the...
He does it.
I know.
He turns the handle on the door.
But, okay, so get this. And the garage door was not closing right. So that was being left.
Okay, all right. So you think the dog got out?
Okay, but not the way that you're talking about. He didn't use his paw to open that door because I locked it. I remember I locked that sucker, okay? And it was the night before July 4th.
Oh, no.
And they might have started some fireworks early. I'm not sure. I left Sparky, and I come back the next day, okay? I walk into the garage, into your house, and then I go outside. I unlock the door to the backyard. I go outside, and I start calling for Spark.
Mm-hmm.
Spark. He's nowhere in your backyard. This asshole comes outside from inside the house. He was sleeping inside.
Oh, so he'd just been inside.
How did he get inside?
I don't know.
because I had locked that double door. I think he was able to jump somewhere or get out because
and then
that's
come
when
back in through the garage.
Yes, but that's when he smelled like skunk.
He probably got sprayed. It won't be the first time.
It's not. I think he jumped over the fence. He had his playtime in the canals like him and Jerry used to. He probably saw a skunk, got sprayed by it, and then came running home through the garage into your doors and just slept on the couch that night.
I will say it does smell skunkier than it normally does when you house sit for me.
Anyways, how do you think Spark's been doing since Jerry passed? He's thin. I don't think he's eating as much.
No, every night we sit outside and I make him, like a delicious snack on the outdoor fireplace. It's just
like a raw hot dog or hamburger patty.
Or a hamburger patty, or I'll, mix him up some eggs and mix in some of his wet dog food with that. He really loves that. So I mean, he is eating, and I don't think he's depressed.
Okay, that's good.
I mean, it's hard to ascribe human emotions.
Very needy. Like, he wants to be pet constantly, and he was just like next to me the whole time.
So I might anthropomorphize my dogs like everybody else does. There was a couple of times when I slipped up. So Jerry passed away, and I'll say Jerry. I'll call him by the wrong name, like a Biden movie.
Yeah.
And when I say Jerry, it's. Again, I'm anthropomorphizing. I'm giving
they're
human
not humans.
Yeah, they're not humans. He cocks his head in a way that's like, yeah, where is he?
I know that guy.
Yeah, right. That's what I tell myself that he's doing. But
do you think he just thinks he's at the doctor somewhere and he's like, oh, he'll be back in a couple days? Like, can dogs tell time?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm definitely not an expert. Telling time does not seem to be a function that. Well, I won't say animals. Maybe there are some animals that have a sense. No, I don't think so. I don't think they know. I honestly don't know.
Do you?
I'm curious about that sort of stuff.
Do you miss Jerry? Do you sense any kind of emptiness or loss?
God, what is this? Why are you doing this to me?
What, having a discussion with my friend? Making you confront emotions?
Yeah, I don't like that. Hey, look, he had a pretty good, my understanding is that for his breed of German Shepherd, he had pretty standard lifespan.
For people listening, Buzz has forgotten how old his dogs were because Buzz doesn't have a good sense of time.
They were puppies when Brandon first came to work here.
Which was before I started to
Which had to have been around Tues, so they're 9-ish.
They're not 9, buddy. I'm sorry.
How old do you think they are?
So when I started, okay, they were already 2 years old. Okay? 2 to 3 years old when I started. Brandon started 2 to 3 years before me. Brandon started in 2013, I believe.
14 or 15.
It was 14. And I started
All right, they could be 10 years old then.
Okay, but from 2016... Yeah, they're about 10. Yeah, probably 10 to 12.
That's a pretty good lifespan, I'm told, for German Shepherds.
Yeah.
So I'm watching Spark to see, how he's handling his old age, and he seems to be doing reasonably well.
All right, that's good.
Okay.
Anything you want to talk about in particular? Anything on your mind? Giving you a forum here, buddy. Nothing Trump related.
Oh, yeah. All right. So not the leaked video of RFK and Trump talking on the phone?
And both of them bashing vaccines. Right. Also, Jack Black canceled his tour.
Yeah.
Crazy. No, that's as much.
So the partner in his band, it was his birthday, and they sang happy birthday. He said, now make a wish. And Kyle Gass is the guitar player in Tenacious D and his partner in Pick of Destiny.
Yeah.
And he says, make a wish. He says,
next time,
don't miss Trump. Yeah, don't miss Trump.
I wonder if Jack Black was like, I think
Jack Black is aware enough that he realized, this we fucked up here.
Yeah. I wonder if he's upset with Kyle, though.
Gosh.
Because they're like cousins, I want to say. They look like each other.
I don't think they're related. I don't think they are.
I have some interesting science news.
I love science news.
There's a lot of...
Tell me, what miracle is science going to bring us next?
It's not all just like cutting-edge physics or anything like that. Like, I have actually a story that comes from the zoology world more than anything.
Okay.
And it's about a panda ant.
Is that an ant that looks like a panda, or
That's right.
Panda that resembles an ant?
It is an ant that looks like a panda.
Is it black and white?
It is. Do you want to Google it? So you
Can you just show it to me?
Okay, sure. Well, but you have bad eyesight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's kind of like a fuzzy little ant there. Looks like a panda.
They're not actually ants. They're wasps that masquerade as ants, and they move in to ant colonies. Isn't that crazy?
What do they do once they move into the ant colony?
They like invade it by like laying their eggs.
Declaring squatters' rights, maybe? I think I have heard about some species that will lay their eggs, and then somehow they get the stupid ants to take care of their young for them.
Yes. Isn't that crazy? And weirdly enough, they're also super susceptible to those to the fungus that can take over the brain. The cordyceps, right?
Cordyceps, okay. Are you talking about Toxoplasmosis gondii?
No, that's the one for cats.
That cats get, right?
I'm talking about the fungus
that takes over and basically turns you into a Last of Us monster.
I find that ridiculously fascinating that a fungus can repurpose a biological unit.
It seems like something out of science fiction, but my understanding is that this thing will kind of control what the insect or ant does.
Also, this
it'll be, hey, I want to go over here. You're going to move me because you're basically my
bitch.
My bitch now.
Now, if I could do that to anybody, just throw some fungus on you
and put them under your control.
Yes. Laugh at all my jokes.
That's kind of what this... Have you heard about this new horror movie called Longlegs?
Yeah, so...
I went to go see it yesterday.
With your daughter?
Yep.
One, I've heard it is genuinely scary. That seems to be a lot of the reviews. Two, it has Nicolas Cage in it,
Nicolas Cage is Longlegs.
And three, that... Yeah, it's just getting rave reviews, I feel.
I read a couple of the rave reviews. In my opinion, it did not warrant those rave reviews.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Scary?
I didn't think it was scary.
Did your daughter?
No.
Huh.
And she said something, and I think she's right. She said she's getting a little tired of where it's just like you've got some religious or Catholic or, just kind of Christian
imagery
mumbo jumbo, and that's supposed to make it scary. And she says it's like they do it too much. I just don't get scared by that stuff anymore. There was a whole satanic aspect to it and everything, and
now that's just cliche. You're saying?
I think so, unless somebody does it really, really well. The last one that I saw that was a great movie that had kind of like religious themes to it and was a horror movie. Honest to God, you didn't know until the last 10 minutes what was going on. It's called Frailty. It had Bill Paxton and Matthew McConaughey, and it probably came out almost 20 years ago. Check that one out.
So, people have, famously said, my parents have even said The Exorcist to them is the scariest movie they've ever seen.
Oh, when I saw The Exorcist.
But
I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it on VCR when I was a teenager.
Imagine
so scary.
The Exorcist just came out this year. I think your daughter's comment would still apply even to The Exorcist because it's become such a cliched trope that really religiousness is only scary if everybody believes in it. People don't really... I think like church admittance is way down.
I got a Jewish friend who says for whatever reason, and they can't put a finger on it, that churchy type of horror really creeps them out. And
yeah, because especially the more religious you are.
No, but he's not religious at all. And he's also Jewish.
So you're saying it shouldn't even?
Right. And he's like, oh, that is so like The Nun or anything like that. He just...
How about Catholics?
I'm talking about one of the Catholics. Yeah, I'm talking about one of the brothers.
I actually do enjoy anything with religious imagery. I think demonology is just a fascinating subject to begin with. I don't find it scary. But do you agree that maybe in the 70s when The Exorcist came out, it was the 70s, right?
Early 70s, yeah.
That because so many more people were devout Catholics, maybe that had a bigger impact.
I was a little kid, so I didn't know anything about The Exorcist when it came out.
But you knew about demons and the devil.
Yeah, right.
You were scared to death by the devil. Your mom probably put the fear of God in you and the fear of the devil.
Mm-hmm. But it was a controversy. It got picketed by Christian groups who were picketing The Exorcist. And the guy who wrote The Exorcist was named William Peter Blatty. And he wrote it because he really wanted to let the world know, hey, there's evil out there. And, like he was baffled by the backlash from religious people. He thought that religious people would understand what he was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like he actually believes in, spirit entities doing battle for the souls of humans.
That's interesting. Rosemary's Baby, same thing.
God, Rosemary's Baby is a really boring movie. I mean, it came out
late 70s or 80s?
No. 60s.
Oh, wow.
It was the big movie that Roman Polanski was known for right before his wife was killed in the Manson murders. Like, that was his recent,
coup.
He was acclaimed for Rosemary's Baby, starring Mia Farrow.
I think your daughter, spot on. I think that's a really good observation about the trope of using satanic imagery in a horror movie, and it's just like, let's just throw in some Satanism to make it a little spicier.
I think there's certain aspects of religion that can be a little creepy, all the statues of the saints and everything, and the way, it just lends itself, I guess, to evoking some kind of creepy response from people.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. Any other movies you're interested in going to go see with the Dots?
She and my nephew both want to see Deadpool and Wolverine, so we have big plans to go see that one. I think they want to see it the day it comes out, and I don't know if I want to put up with that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Like that.
I'd rather wait till the Monday or Tuesday
it's going to be
after.
Packed, right?
Yeah. Go and see it where it's not so packed. Go see a matinee.
I don't think I've seen any movie, like at all, any type of movie. I don't think I've seen anything longer than an hour and a half. That's not a television show.
My daughter only likes movies. She does not like television shows. She can't get into watching a series, even, something on Netflix or Amazon or whatever.
See, I find that fascinating because a movie to me requires more of an emotional investment. It means I have to sit there for at least
get up. You can't pause it.
For the 2 hours, as opposed to being like, oh, I'll watch 30 minutes, see if I like it. Maybe I'll keep going.
Yeah.
Let's see what...
I saw 2 movies when we were in L.A. I saw the new one with Emma Stone called Kinds of Kindness.
Okay, yeah. That's another Yorgos Yorgos? Lanthimos.
I don't think I like him as a director.
It's one of the new movies, and it's
he's the guy who did Poor Things
with Emma Stone.
Emma Stone as well. And the other one was called Maxine. Are you aware of the entire? There's an entire cinematic universe around.
Is
this
there
character?
3 X's in the Maxine?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, please talk about that.
So that is a sequel to X, a horror movie which came out, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. And it is after X came out. Pearl came out, which was about the villain in X when she was a young woman. And then Maxine follows the story of this final girl from X.
Was it
and
good?
I've never seen X or Pearl.
Did you like it?
I didn't. Maddie, my daughter, really liked it, but she was very into it. But she said it was inferior to both of the previous movies, X and Pearl, in her opinion.
It's saying that what I'm reading is that it is inspiration. It's inspired from sexploitation, and you can sense that. Is it kind of a sexploitation film?
What, Maxine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. She's like so the X movie that came out was people in the 70s filming a pornographic movie, and they rent a house from these people, and I didn't see it. I guess the people in the house kill him or try to kill it. There's a lot of killing going on.
A lot of killing.
Yeah, right.
Apparently, there's a serial killer in the movie.
In which movie?
Maxine, the one that you saw,
mm-hmm.
and that character was inspired by Richard Ramirez.
Okay.
Did you know? Did you know that before seeing it, or could you see it? Can you see it now?
Well, I think the plot was, hey, there's this crazy guy going around L.A. killing people, set in the mid '80s when Richard Ramirez was active, but it doesn't ever actually involve Richard Ramirez.
No, it just says inspired by him. Maxine brings back old school porn and horror, 1980s style. That's according to Rolling Stone.
No, but she's breaking into mainstream movies, or she's starring in a movie directed by that. The director is that actress who played Princess Di on The Crown.
The director is Ty West or T West.
No.
The actress is Mia Goth.
No. Listen to me. The actress who plays the director of the movie.
Oh, in the movie is Elizabeth Debicki, I want to say. Oh, interesting. So the reason I know about this is because there is a drama on the side of it. There's a lawsuit going on. Do you know about this?
No.
Mia Goth, the star of the movie, is being sued by an extra on set.
For kicking him or telling him, I can do whatever I want, nobody will believe you because you're nobody?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
I could see it.
I don't know. I don't know enough about Mia Goth.
Interesting. All right. Well, what am I watching? I'm watching a lot of HBO shows.
Game of Thrones.
I mean, House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon.
I did go back to finish the original Game of Thrones. And you know what? I understand why people did not like, and I'm sure you got burnt out, because you and Joanna, and, well, really you, Lisa, and Brandon, were following it every single week.
Game of Thrones,
and you guys were
recapping shows. We were really in
doing
it.
Games and this and that. Yeah. And by the last season, which was cut down to like 6 episodes, and each one was an hour and a half.
Seemed like an unfinished product.
Well,
by the time it hit.
So
TV.
I've been really I've seen the whole series several times now, and I got into it after you guys. And really, it finished up how I think George R.R. Martin probably wanted it to, but they really needed about 5 more seasons or 6 more seasons to actually make it make sense, because by the season 7 and 8,
it seemed rushed.
You
right?
get these time skips, and you get these scenes that happen after another, and you go, wait, how could that have happened right after this? That was only months, or this or that. It made no sense how everything happened so quickly, and really, a couple more seasons to just draw it out would have been perfect.
I found myself frequently in the last season of Game
How
of
did
Thrones.
they get there? Why there? What is it?
Bewildered.
Right.
Wait, well, what happened now?
Absolutely. And it's only taken me at least 3 full viewings now of the whole series to finally kind of get, I understand it.
And that final episode, it seemed like, the big question is, who is going to sit on the Iron Throne?
Right.
It almost seems like they put the names of all 400 characters in a bowl and randomly reached out and drew a name.
I disagree, because what a big theme, I think, through the series and through the prequel, this House of the Dragon, is the idea of cycles, and how cycles beget cycles, violence begets violence. No matter who has the crown or the throne, eventually it leads to another Game of Thrones and another Game of Thrones. And it's all about breaking the cycle. Do you know what I mean? Which is
it's interesting, because their cycle of their wherever they live is inconsistent. Like, it might be summer for 10 years, and then it might be winter for 5 years.
For 5, right?
It's a real.
You're just talking about the weather cycle,
right?
But they could have had Jon Snow, the male protagonist,
the guy who came back from the dead. You think he's going to be the?
You would, but and that would be the typical hero's arc, right?
Yeah.
But it is kind of clever, and I wish that they had been able to show it in a better way, that they go, we're not going to give you what you want, the guy who you think should be, because we know what will happen. We've already seen the cycle several times. We know that this is just going to lead to another cycle. Instead, we're going to cast him away. We're going to bring the broken boy.
Bran
the broken.
The three-eyed raven.
Which was a whole other thing. So, anyways, I'm just appreciating it more and more. And they are doing a fantastic job.
Up until he died in the episode, I was pulling for Hodor.
I remember you and Brandon and Lisa doing the whole Deadpool with a Game of Thrones characters.
Who's most likely to die
in this
week?
episode or this week?
Maybe.
And I never got any of it because I hadn't watched it. The first episode I saw was the last episode. That was the very first one I saw. And it got me into it.
There's a show on Amazon Prime called The Boys.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that.
I have to force myself.
Is it a disappointing season?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I'm weary of it. I know they announced that next season's going to be the final season, but at some point, they got a character that's basically Superman except a psychopath, right? Homelander. Why doesn't Homelander use his laser vision and just fry the people in The Boys who are trying to take him down? Yeah?
Just kill him.
Yeah.
If you're already that bad.
And if they send the army after you or the police, just kill
them too.
Right?
Why do you have to pretend here?
Right. Why would he restrain himself? Anyway, it's become a real chore, I feel like, to watch more episodes of The Boys. But I guess I'm going to
that's an interesting
force my
statement.
way through it.
A chore of watching something. And you would think, well, just turn it off if it becomes a chore. No. I recently just had this, that feeling, maybe yesterday. I'm watching the television show Archer, the animated television show about bumbling spies. And it went for 13 seasons. And in season 8 or something, the character goes into a coma, right? So the whole season are these dream arcs set in different time periods. It's not the main storyline. It's just...
It's a comedy, too.
It's a comedy, right. But I get tired. It's it's not great. It's not great arcs, and I'm thinking, God, do I have to watch this? And I go, maybe it'll get better the next season. So I'm just forcing myself.
Hoping it'll get better.
Yeah.
Shows that I have been very enthusiastic about and bailed on. Lost. Like the third to last season of Lost, I just felt like it was so circular.
You're tricking me.
It's just dragging things out. I said, you know what? I'm not going to watch until the final season. Then I'll watch the final season, which I did. I don't think it made any difference. X-Files, I was a big X-Files fan, but it got to a point where they had replaced Mulder and then Scully. So do you remember Robert Patrick from Terminator 2? Ended up being the main FBI, and then there was another.
That must have been one season at least. I mean, they wouldn't have got. I don't think it went on for a while because my dad was, and me and my brother were big X-File fans, so I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, Robert Patrick came in, and then Scully was off the show, so there was neither Mulder nor Scully.
Was it before the movie?
Yeah, it was before the movie.
Because I remember the movie.
And then they brought X-Files. They brought Mulder and Scully back for one season in 2017.
Mm-hmm. And everybody was like,
Magic's gone. Nah, for me.
Maybe because in 2017, none of that stuff is so unbelievable anymore or different. Well, let us know what television shows you've been frustrated maybe by watching that, by all standards, are good. Archer's a great television show. The Boys is a great television show.
Let me tell you. Peppa Pig started out so strong. Well, hold on. Hear me. I'm just kidding.
Bluey.
Bluey. Yeah, let's talk about Bluey for a second.
All right, that's going to do it for today's episode of the After Buzz. Keep listening on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and listen to the Buzz Adams Morning Show Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on 95.5 KLAQ. We'll talk to you next time.